Most men over 40 don't actually look older because of age. They look older because of how they dress. And the worst part is, most of them don't even realize it. You can be in great shape, take care of yourself, and still look tired, outdated, or less confident just because of a few small style mistakes. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 mistakes that quietly make men over 40 look older, and how to fix them without overthinking your wardrobe. And here's the problem. Most men over 40 don't think their style is the issue. They assume it's age. They assume it's just part of getting older. But that's not what's really happening. Because if you look closely, it's not age that's changing how you look. It's your habits. Over time, you start choosing what feels comfortable, what feels familiar, what takes the least effort. And without realizing it, you slowly stop paying attention. You stop thinking about fit. You stop updating what you wear. You keep pieces that used to work years ago, but don't really work anymore. And none of this feels like a problem in the moment, because everything still kind of works. But when you step back, you start to see it. Clothes that don't sit right on your body. Outfits that feel slightly off, but you can't explain why. Colors that make you look more tired than you actually feel. And the biggest issue? There's no system behind what you wear. It's just random. One day this works, the next day something else. No consistency, no structure, no intention. And that randomness shows more than anything else. It makes you look less sharp, less put together, less confident. Not because you are, but because your clothes aren't helping you anymore. And when all of these small things stack together, they quietly age you. Not dramatically, but just enough. Enough that you look a little more tired, a little more outdated, a little less like the man you actually are. And the truth is, most men never notice it, until someone else does, or until they see a better version of themselves. And that's where everything starts to change. Because once you see the difference, you can't ignore it anymore. Let's start with the first mistake. And honestly, this is the one that changes everything. Wearing clothes that don't fit properly. Not terrible clothes, not ugly clothes, just clothes that sit wrong on your body. And after 40, that becomes impossible to hide. Because fit is the first thing people feel when they look at you. Not the brand, not the price, not even the style. The fit. If your clothes are too loose, you don't look relaxed. You look disconnected from your own body. Your shoulders look weaker, your frame disappears, your whole outfit starts to feel heavier than it should. And that makes you look older. Not because loose clothes are bad, but because they remove shape, they remove structure. And once structure disappears, so does presence. Now let's go to the other extreme, clothes that are too tight. This is just as bad, sometimes even worse. Because when a shirt pulls across your chest, or sleeves feel too tight, or pants cling too hard to your legs, it doesn't make you look younger. It makes you look uncomfortable. And uncomfortable never looks confident. That's the key. Style after 40 is not about looking trendy. It's about looking natural, controlled, sharp, and calm. And none of that happens when your clothes are fighting your body. What you want is balance. A shirt that sits clean on your shoulders, sleeves that end at the right place, pants that follow your shape without squeezing it, a jacket that gives structure without stiffness. That's what good fit looks like. Not tight, not loose, just right. And here's the part most men misunderstand. Fit is not about size. You can wear the correct size on the label and the clothes can still fit badly. Because real fit is about proportion, how the collar sits on your neck, how the shoulder seam lines up, how the fabric falls when you move, how your pants break over your shoes. Small details, but they change the entire impression. That's why one man can wear a simple outfit and look powerful, and another man can wear expensive clothes and still look off. The difference is fit. And the good news is, this is one of the easiest mistakes to fix. You don't need a whole new wardrobe. You just need clothes that work with your body instead of against it. Fix the fit, and you instantly look more put together, more modern, more confident, without saying a word. Now let's move to the second mistake, wearing outdated styles. And this one is tricky because most men don't even realize when it happens. You don't wake up one day and decide to dress outdated. It happens slowly. You find something that works for you, and then you just keep wearing it, year after year, without questioning it, without updating it. And over time, that safe choice becomes the thing that's holding you back. Because style evolves, not in a dramatic way, but in small, subtle shifts. The shape of jackets changes, the cut of pants changes, the way clothes sit on the body changes. And if your wardrobe stays frozen in the past, it starts to show. Not loudly, but enough. Enough to make you look slightly behind, slightly disconnected, slightly older than you actually are. And here's the problem. Most men confuse timeless with old, but they're not the same thing. Timeless means clean lines, balanced proportions, simple, refined pieces. Old means outdated cuts, worn-out shapes, details that don't belong anymore. You can wear a classic white shirt and still look modern, or you can wear something from 10 years ago and instantly look dated. The difference isn't what you wear, it's how it fits into the present. And this doesn't mean you need to chase trends. In fact, you shouldn't. Trends come and go, and chasing them after 40 usually works against you. What you need instead is awareness, knowing when something still works and when it doesn't. Knowing when a piece still feels current and when it feels stuck in the past. Sometimes it's as simple as updating one item. A better cut of jeans, a cleaner jacket, a more structured shirt. Small upgrades, but they change the entire look. Because when your style feels current, even in a subtle way, you don't just look better. You look more in tune, more aware, more present. And that alone can take years off how you're perceived. Now let's talk about the third mistake, wearing the wrong colors. And this one is more powerful than most men think, because color doesn't just change your outfit, it changes how your face looks, how your skin looks, how your energy feels. And if the color is wrong, it can make you look tired, even when you're not. It can make your skin look dull, it can make your eyes look less sharp, and it can quietly age you without you even noticing. And here's what most men do after 40. They default to darker colors, black, dark gray, muted tones, because it feels safe, it feels simple, it feels like the easy choice. But too much darkness removes life from your appearance. It flattens everything. It drains contrast from your face. And instead of looking sharp, you start to look tired. Now, on the other side, some men try to fix this by going too far. They add colors that don't match their tone. Too bright, too loud, too forced. And that doesn't work either. Because after 40, style isn't about standing out. It's about looking balanced, controlled, intentional. So what actually works? Simple. Clean, neutral tones that complement your natural features. Colors like navy, white, beige, soft earth tones. These don't fight your face, they support it. They bring clarity instead of distraction. They add contrast in the right places, without overwhelming your look. And here's something subtle, but important. The closer a color is to your face, the more impact it has. Your shirt, your jacket, these matter more than anything else. Get those right, and everything else becomes easier. Because when your colors work with you, you don't just look better, you look more awake, more alive, more confident, without doing anything extra. And that's the goal. Not more color, not less color, just the right color, in the right place. Now let's talk about the fourth mistake, and this one is often overlooked. Wearing the wrong shoes, or worse, not paying attention to them at all. Because most men think shoes are just shoes, something you throw on at the end, something that doesn't really matter that much. But the truth is, shoes can make or break your entire outfit, completely. You can wear a perfectly fitted shirt, a clean jacket, well-balanced colors, and then the wrong pair of shoes destroys everything. And people notice it instantly. Maybe not consciously, but they feel it. Because shoes ground your entire look. They anchor everything. They tell people how intentional you are, how much attention you actually pay to detail. And here's where things go wrong. A lot of men keep wearing the same old shoes. For everything. One pair for every outfit. Casual, smart, everything. And over time, those shoes become worn out, outdated, or simply mismatched. And that mismatch creates friction. Even if the rest of your outfit is right, something still feels off. Now, on the other side, some men try to compensate by going too formal. Shoes that are too dressy, too stiff, too disconnected from the outfit. And that creates a different kind of problem. Because now the look feels forced, like the pieces don't belong together. So what actually works? Balance. Shoes that match the tone of your outfit. Clean white sneakers for relaxed looks. Simple leather boots for stronger, more masculine outfits. Classic shoes for more refined moments. Not too flashy, not too worn, just clean and intentional. And here's something most men underestimate. People often look at your shoes before anything else. Not because they're trying to judge you, but because shoes stand out. They're at the edge of your movement. They catch attention without trying. And that's why they matter so much. A clean pair of shoes instantly elevates everything else. Even a simple outfit, even something basic, it makes you look sharper, more put together, more aware. And the opposite is also true. Worn-out shoes, or the wrong style, can quietly pull your entire look down, no matter how good everything else is. So if there's one detail you shouldn't ignore, It's this. Because sometimes the difference between looking average and looking sharp is just what you wear on your feet. Now let's get to the fifth mistake. And this is the one that connects everything. Dressing without a system. Because the truth is, most men don't actually have a style problem. They have a decision problem. Every morning, you stand in front of your wardrobe and you choose based on what feels right in the moment, not based on a structure, not based on a system, just guesswork. And sometimes it works, but most of the time, it doesn't. Because when your wardrobe has no system, everything becomes harder. Outfits feel inconsistent. One day looks good, the next day feels off, and you can't explain why. And that uncertainty shows. It shows in hesitation. It shows in small mismatches. It shows in the lack of confidence. Not because you don't care, but because there's no clear direction behind what you're wearing. And over time, that randomness builds up. Different styles mixed together, pieces that don't connect, colors that don't align, nothing working as a whole. And that's what quietly ages your look. Not the clothes themselves, but the lack of intention behind them. Because after 40, style is no longer about trying things. It's about refining them, simplifying them, understanding what works for you, and building around that. And that's what a system gives you. Clarity, consistency, control. Instead of asking, what should I wear today? You already know. Because everything in your wardrobe works together. Everything has a purpose. Everything fits into a bigger picture. And once you reach that point, getting dressed becomes easy, fast, effortless. But more importantly, it becomes consistent. And consistency is what creates presence. It's what makes people see you as sharp, as put together, as someone who knows exactly what they're doing. And that doesn't come from more clothes. It comes from better structure. So if you fix only one thing, fix this. Because once you have a system, everything else falls into place. Now let's put everything together. Because at this point, you don't need more information. You just need to see the difference. The same man, the same body, the same face, but two completely different results. On one side, clothes that don't fit right, outdated pieces, colors that drain energy, shoes that don't match, and no real system behind any of it. Nothing looks terrible, but nothing looks right either. And the overall impression? Slightly tired, slightly off, slightly older than he actually is. Now look at the other side. The fit is clean. Nothing too tight, nothing too loose, just balanced. The shapes follow the body naturally. The style feels current, but not trendy. Simple, timeless, updated. The colors work with his face, not against it. They add contrast. They bring clarity. They make him look more awake, more alive. The shoes connect everything. They match the tone. They ground the outfit. They complete the look instead of breaking it. And most importantly, there's a system behind it. Nothing is random. Everything works together. Everything has a purpose. And because of that, everything becomes easier. No more guessing, no more hesitation, no more second guessing in the mirror. Just clarity, consistency, control. And look at what that does. His posture changes, his movement changes, even his expression changes. Not because he tried to look more confident, but because everything now supports him. That's the difference. Not more effort, not more clothes, just better choices. And when you put all of this together, you don't just look better, you look sharper, more intentional, more in control. And that changes how people see you. But more importantly, it changes how you see yourself. And that's where real style begins. So here's the truth. Looking better after 40 isn't about trying to look younger. It's about looking sharper, more intentional, more in control. And the difference isn't dramatic. It's small decisions made consistently. Better fit, cleaner style, the right colors, the right shoes, and most importantly, a system that makes everything work together. Because once you have that, everything becomes easier. You stop overthinking, you stop guessing, and you start showing up the way you actually want to be seen. Not perfect, not overdone, just clear, confident, and effortless. So here's what I want you to do. Take a look at your wardrobe and ask yourself one simple question. What's the one thing in here that's holding me back? Start there. Fix that first, and everything else will follow. And if you found this helpful, drop your answer in the comments. I'd be curious to see what you pick.